welcome everyone to Dubai FinTech Summit. I am here with Mr. Marwan Abouzeid, Principal Solution Consultant at Finastra, where he leads banking solutions consulting across the Middle East and Africa. How are you doing, Mr. Abouzeid?
Very good, thank you. Nice to be here.
So, how's your first day here?
It's amazing. We're seeing wonderful speeches and panel discussions. There's a lot of companies, fintechs, banks. It's one of the best, probably, events here in the region.
Amazing. Now, Marwan, working closely with banks across the MEA region, what unique challenges and opportunities are you observing in the journey towards digital banking transformation?
Yeah, well, this region is quite unique. It's got a lot of competition, whether it's from incumbent banks, digital banks, fintechs. They're all competing for the piece of the pie. And they're all competing for a big share of the customers, whether they are on the retail, SME, or the corporate segment. And I think a lot of the banks who are realizing that for them to stay relevant, they need to be able to transform both on the operational side and on the technology side. And that involves reimagining how they provide their services to the end consumer, how they give that service in terms of a digital experience, and looking at the end-to-end customer journeys and how they make sense for all these types of different segments in the market. So there's a lot of work to be done, huge competition, and we're seeing quite a significant number of changes and technological improvements that are really driving the business in this region.
All right. Now, following up on that, how are the banks in the MEA region, let's say, responding to that change or responding to that shift towards, open finance, especially regarding, let's say, collaboration with fintechs?
Yeah. So if you look in the past, the notion was that banks are competing with fintechs. I think that's no longer the case. Now it's more of a collaboration. The banks are realizing that the fintechs can add certain value in certain areas of the business, and they're leveraging certain technologies, certain capabilities for them to be able to provide a wholesome solution. So we're seeing a lot of partnerships between banks and fintechs in areas such as SME lending, credit cards, payments. So there's a wide spectrum of ways where the fintechs are providing additional services. And that requires the banks to really reimagine how they provide that technology, open banking and open technologies around APIs, really streamline that integration between the fintechs and the banks to give that optimal customer experience.
Amazing. Now, Marwan, I'm seeing when it comes to core banking, there's a transformation, and that can be complex and a little bit risky, let's say. How is Finastra assisting legacy banks in the MEA region to modernize without disrupting existing services?
Yeah, so Finastra obviously has been a player in the market for a very long time, over 35 to 40 years now. What we've done is we've reimagining how we provide banking solutions. And that requires a few things, right? First of all, we need to reimagine how we deploy the technology. So cloud is one of the options that we always look at, how we can streamline the process of launching a new core banking platform very quickly. And that really leverages the cloud technology. And then the other thing is the technology itself. So the open APIs, the microservices, those are technical aspects that are quite important for the banks. And then obviously the functionality, giving banks a capability around all the functional aspects that really need to run the business, and then allowing the banks to pick and choose which function, which module, which capability is relevant to them, and then giving them timelines for them to really roll out these and plan them depending on their requirements.
All right, amazing. Now, looking ahead, how do you see trends like banking as a service embedded into finance? How do you see that changing how banks operate and serve customers in the region?
Yeah, so banking as a service has been a buzzword for quite a while now. I think banks now are figuring out that their channels are not the only channels that are possible. There is a potential for them to extend that capability to the outside world, as the fintechs, for example. And that's the essence of banking as a service, right? And for Finastra itself, we have customers that are leveraging the technology to be able to offer that. So I'll give you an example. We are working with a bank called BKN 301. They essentially are leveraging our technology to be able to open up their capabilities to the outside world through the banking as a service model. And then they license that capability to any fintech that wants to take a really fast track towards offering financial services in the market. So I think it's a very big way of growing the financial services business across the region and globally.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Marwan. It was
Thank you
nice
so much.
meeting you. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate it.